Have you ever felt like you're mentally 10 years older than everyone around you? Like while others your age are laughing about small things, your mind is already thinking about life, people, and the future. If you've always felt like the old soul in the room, psychology suggests this feeling might reveal something powerful about your personality. Have you ever felt like you're older than your actual age? Maybe people your age seem immature to you. Maybe small talk feels exhausting. Maybe you think deeply about life, relationships, and the future while others seem focused on things that feel trivial. If this sounds familiar, you might have wondered if something is wrong with you. Why do you feel so different? Why do you feel like you don't quite fit in with people your age? But what if this feeling isn't a flaw? What if feeling older than your age is actually a sign that your mind has developed in powerful ways that most people don't understand yet? Psychology shows that people who feel older than their age often develop certain traits earlier than others. Traits like emotional depth, awareness, and independence. These qualities can make life feel heavier sometimes, but they can also become some of your greatest strengths. If you've ever felt like an old soul, here are 5 traits you likely have. The first trait is emotional depth. If you feel older than your age, there's a good chance you experience emotions more deeply than most people around you. Research in psychology suggests that some individuals develop emotional awareness earlier in life. This means they don't just feel emotions. They analyze them, reflect on them, and try to understand where they come from. For example, while others might brush off an argument or distraction quickly, you might spend time thinking about what really happened. You might ask yourself why someone reacted the way they did, or how the situation could have been handled better. This can sometimes feel overwhelming. Feeling deeply means you also feel pain, disappointment, and empathy more strongly. But this emotional depth is also what allows you to understand people better than most. It helps you build meaningful relationships and connect with others on a level many people never reach. In other words, what feels like emotional heaviness is actually emotional intelligence growing early. The second trait is strong self-reflection. People who feel older than their age tend to spend a lot of time thinking about themselves, their choices, and their direction in life. Research indicates that self-reflection is strongly linked to psychological maturity. It's the ability to step outside your own behavior and ask important questions. Why did I react that way? What can I learn from this? Who do I want to become? While others might move through life without questioning much, you naturally pause and reflect. You might replay conversations in your mind. You might analyze your past decisions. Sometimes you may even feel like you're overthinking. But reflection is actually one of the most powerful tools for growth. It allows you to learn from experiences faster than others. People who reflect often tend to develop wisdom earlier in life because they are constantly learning from themselves. So if you feel like your mind is always analyzing things, it might not be overthinking. It might simply be awareness. The third trait is independence. Many people who feel older than their age also feel comfortable being on their own. You might enjoy spending time alone. You might not feel the need to constantly be surrounded by people or follow what everyone else is doing. Psychology research shows that individuals with higher levels of inner maturity often develop independence earlier. They rely more on their own thoughts, values, and judgment, rather than seeking constant validation from others. For example, while others might chase trends, popularity, or approval, you might focus more on what actually feels meaningful to you. This can sometimes make you feel isolated. It may seem like people your age are living in a completely different world, but independence is one of the strongest psychological foundations a person can have. It means your identity is built from the inside, not shaped entirely by the outside. And over time, this trait becomes incredibly valuable because it allows you to stay true to yourself even when the world around you changes. The fourth trait is a preference for depth over surface. If you feel older than your age, you might struggle with shallow conversations or superficial environments. Small talk might drain your energy. You may find yourself wanting conversations about life, purpose, emotions, or ideas. Research on personality suggests that people who are more introspective tend to crave meaningful interactions rather than constant social stimulation. For example, instead of enjoying loud, crowded environments, you might prefer a quiet conversation with someone who truly understands you. Instead of talking about trends or gossip, you might be more interested in discussing personal growth, relationships, or life experiences. This doesn't mean you're antisocial. It simply means your brain is wired to seek depth. And while this can sometimes make it harder to connect with large groups, it also means the relationships you do form tend to be far more genuine and meaningful. Quality becomes more important than quantity. The fifth trait is heightened awareness of life. Many people who feel older than their age also have a stronger awareness of life's bigger picture. Research suggests that people who experience early maturity often think more about long-term consequences, meaning, and purpose. You might think about the future more often than others. You might reflect on the direction your life is going or what truly matters in the long run. Sometimes this awareness can feel heavy. You may feel like you're carrying thoughts that others around you aren't ready to think about yet. But this awareness is also what helps people make wiser decisions, develop resilience, and grow into strong leaders and thinkers later in life. In many ways, feeling older than your age simply means your mind started asking deeper questions earlier than most. And that can be a powerful advantage over time. So if you've spent your life feeling like you don't quite match the energy of people your age, you're not broken. You might just be developing certain qualities earlier than others. Emotional depth, self-reflection, independence, a desire for meaningful connection, and a deeper awareness of life. These traits may make your path feel different, but they are also the same traits that shape thoughtful, resilient, and insightful people. The world often celebrates loud personalities and fast-paced lifestyles, but there is incredible strength in quiet awareness and deep thinking. And if you've always felt like an old soul, it might simply mean you see the world with a level of clarity that others will only discover later. If this video resonated with you, there's a good chance you're someone who enjoys exploring personality, psychology, and the deeper patterns of human behavior. So make sure to subscribe for more videos that help you understand your mind, your personality, and the hidden strengths that make you who you are. Because sometimes the things that make you feel different are actually the things that make you rare.